Well, let me tell you a very sad story. I'm going to tell you now how God done really used something you would not have thought of just not to open my mind about healthcare in my village or in Haiti in general. In 1987, I came to this country for the first time. So I was with a family. Now that family, had a dog, a Chinese pug, a very small dog, but the eyes would be very big eyes, round, and then very dark eyes. And then one morning, we were having, our breakfast together, the three of us, and then plus the dog, which would be four of us. But as we were having breakfast, the dogs would have, some stuff, coming out of his eyes. And then the woman would take some Kleenex to wipe out that dog's eyes. I was really watching that very closely because in Haiti, dogs are really called dogs, not for us. But at noon again, about lunch, that dog would be sitting around again, very friendly, but watching with the expectation that he would have gotten something. But we saw the staff, came back again. And then not only did she take the Kleenex just not to wipe it out, and then she said, oh, my dog is sick. I'm going to take him to the doctor. That was a big shock, to me, to hear that a dog was going to be taken to a doctor. And then, I had been here for the first time, the first trip, okay? I did not really know too much about the culture. I said, do you mean that you have doctors for even dogs in this country? She said, oh yes, Actionnel, we have doctors, for dogs or doctors, for cats. The cats and dogs are called pets, and then the doctors for them are called vets, and therefore I'm going to take my pet to the vet. That was a big shock. I was very quickly trying to compare the lifestyle of that dog with the lifestyle of the people in my village, 17 miles away. 70 or 80,000 people where women would just die while giving birth to babies. Children would die for a simple diarrhea, a simple fever, they would be dehydrated. My mom had given birth to 11 children, in sometimes by herself at home. And then now for me to be in a place where dogs would be taken to the doctor. I was trying to compare that. I was not really upset. I was not angry, but I was trying to compare those two lifestyles. Since 1987, I had really been praying for God just to do something. Because I believe in God a lot. I believe that God can really make, miracles. I believe that God can make a way out of no way. Since 1987, we had really been praying for God to do something. In 1999, not only did we buy the first piece of land to build a clinic, but also we sent the first men to medical school in Port-au-Prince. In 2003, we sent another one just to be medical doctor. In 2005, we sent maybe 2 or 3 nurses, two young women to go to school to become nurses. So now today we have a group of 5 or 6 medical people together, among which one dentist, a dentist for the first time of history in Bayonnais, a dentist for the first time. So God has really used a dog to open my mind. There are many things that I could have enjoyed. Great hamburgers, great meal, great cars, no dirt, no whatsoever, no mud, no power, no going off. Everything would be stable 24 hours a day. But God really used a dog to open my mind about the way the people were living in Haiti, and especially in my hometown. And since then, we have been fighting, we have been praying, but now there is a clinic in operation in Bayonnais. It has taken time, of course, but it has come to reality, no longer a dream. The difference is that the first one, It was in November 2010 when a cholera outbreak took place in Bayonnais. In November 2010, Bayonnais was going to face what we call in French a genocide. A genocide. Okay? Cholera would go there, whereas in the cities all over the country, people would die every day by hundreds. They would be buried in mass grave. But in Bayonnais, when the cholera came, we had nurses that were available. Only one had finished with her schooling, but there were two others that had not finished yet, but they were good enough to help out. There was one of medical doctor who was very much available just to be there to make a miracle. They really made a miracle by the fact that they were present. In the cities, people would just die by hundreds, but in Bayonnais, out of 1,400 people that were brought to the clinic under the mango tree. Of course, there was no building, clinic under the mango tree, but only 1% of them died. So that has been a big difference that the clinic has made. Although it was not a clinic yet. But today, we have a building there. Actually, this is the first step because the clinic is going to be built in 4 phases. But the phase 1 is there. We are giving services to the people, birth control, taking care of the women, carrying babies, taking care of people dehydrated, on headache or fever, to control high blood pressure. Everything we can do there, just trying to do it, to make people live better, longer, and then with more happiness. Yes, the clinic is a very strong, the second strongest part of the ministry is the clinic.